Hello, everybody. Oh, look at me put my performance on. Merry Christmas! Merry Christmas. I'll continue to say Merry Christmas until it's New Year's. It was my birthday yesterday, but I can't say happy birthday because it was my birthday, not your birthday. Anyway, it's my favorite time of year. My name is Eirdís. I'm an Icelandic Chinese artist. I've exhibited my work worldwide. We're currently in a gallery right now in Tokyo where I am preparing for my next solo exhibition. And I've been working on this live series where I am basically giving you guys free workshops before the real thing becomes a thing. You know, I'm just really hanging out with you guys and sharing what I do. Oh my gosh, my hair is so messy. Hello. We're taking a very slow start to this video. I'm just gonna drink a little bit. I slept so badly. I got like no makeup on. I got a sleepy face on, and I thought I would just check in with you guys and see who's on here. I know it's the holiday season, so I bet you guys are mostly with family. Also, Brian, who's usually on my chats, he's got a concert tonight. So he's definitely not going to be here with us, which he usually brings all the vibes, but we're just going to be wishing him a huge congratulations and also smooth sales with his show, which I think is going to go really well. I'm super proud of him. Okay, so we're not literally just going to chat for an entire hour and be super boring. We're actually creating these portraits in this series, and we've been making one portrait a day. Some of you have been showing mixed emotions regarding the fact that I've used some AI generated images as my reference images for the series. And to you guys, I appreciate, of course, I appreciate all opinions. I appreciate you guys even coming here and hanging out. I think I find it fascinating, and that's also why I even did it, because I feel like it's undeniable that AI is, I'm just gonna take this off because it's really warm, but hi Lara, what's up? Hi Lulu. We're gonna draw a portrait later. I'm just like hanging out, and you know, we're just gonna chat for a little bit. I'm taking it so easy because I'm so sleepy. But essentially, yeah, some of you guys had an opinion about me using AI references, and truthfully, there's no escaping AI now, and I think that's why I found it kind of interesting for these streams to occasionally use AI references, because these drawings are not my actual collections that I show at galleries, you know? I mean, I might make a case around it in a show at some point, but this is not what my work usually looks like. I usually 100% create from imagination, like maybe too much so, some could argue. Like I have too many ideas in my head. So this series is strictly me just honing my representational skills, and also basically, you know, doing these free workshops for you guys in case you also wanted to improve your drawing skills. So whether or not we use an AI reference, we draw from it honestly doesn't make sense for me to be drawing from imagination for most of these videos, because I'm trying to hone my representational mind so that I can be better at drawing from my imagination. You feel me? But yeah, it just makes sense. Hi Akipabi, what's up? Lulu, thank you so much. Go follow my Instagram if you haven't. That's where I post my actual work. On YouTube, we're just slowly but surely, we're like building a community on here, so that when I start giving you guys like awesome courses, awesome like healing workshops, all this good stuff, you are gonna know where to go. But for now, it's all free, man. Like, it's all free. Man, women, you know, all genders. Thank you. Okay, cool. Super nice. Christoph is here too. I wasn't sure if you guys, oh, I see Chinese on here. You know what? 我会说中文，但是我不会读中文。I can speak Chinese, but I can't read it. Y'all are seeing me just like a complete mushroom. I look like shit. And that's cool. I still wanted to show my face because I'm like, this is me raw and I'm so tired. And maybe that's why I'm like, I just don't even care. I'm like too tired to care right now. Okay, I was in the middle of taking this off. I'm wearing so much, y'all. So I'm wearing like 2 pairs of pants, my cow pants. And then I'm wearing like my workout leggings inside so I can go to the gym after this. Hi, James, what's up? Okay, for those of you who are new here, I do think it's worth subscribing because I do these streams really often. And you see me draw portraits from start to finish. If you want to see what I've done previously, it's on my channel as well. And I post the reference image before going live every day when I have a reference image on my community tab, which is free. So you can access it after being subscribed for 24 hours. Hi, Simba, what's up? Hey, hey. James Myers, so essentially, yeah, I mean, the thing is today we don't have a reference because we were using AI for the last few days and I'm like, you know, let's try to draw a portrait that looks somewhat representational and has all the right shadows. Let's give it a shot and draw from imagination. Let's just give it a shot. You know, I'm not a portrait painter drawer usually, so I don't know if I would call this a challenge. The main challenge is that I'm trying to do this within an hour. That's the primary challenge here. This intro is like really long though. Just oh, hi MS, hi, what's up? Subscribe guys, subscribe. We go live really often and this is definitely, like once I start drawing, you'll see, because I'm taking such a long time with this intro today, but I think it's worthwhile. It's probably cooler than doom scrolling because you do see how to draw portraits from beginning to end. And every once in a while I draw from imagination, but if you do want to see my more creative stuff, just follow me on Instagram, guys, because these streams are mostly, we're improving our art skills together. So if you're an artist, I actually think this stream is probably awesome for you, or you're like someone who's been wanting to improve your drawing skills, but you've just like not had the motivation to do so, then subscribe to my channel. That's all we do here. Yeah, I do. Yeah, I'm a full-time artist, Lulu. I'm in Tokyo right now. I'm actually at the gallery that I'm gonna have a solo show in a month. And they were so kind to let me use their gallery space during the holidays when they don't have an exhibition going. And I've just been like able to visualize where I want everything to go. It's been super fun. Yeah, guys, let's add a 0 to my following count, basically. Let's do it together. You know, share my channel, share my Instagram. Let's go. Thank you, James. Thank you so much. Okay, I'm not gonna waste you guys' time much longer just chatting away unless you guys like it. I'm having a good time. I'm high off how tired I am. I barely slept last night. I had so many art ideas running through my brain. Like, it's so difficult for me to tell which of these ideas are worth acting on and which of these ideas are like just a waste of my time because we only have so much time in life, you know? So yeah, that's sort of my dilemma right now. But I got so many ideas, and I think this year is gonna be the year when I play around with sculptures again. It's been like freaking 3 billion quadrillion years since I played around with sculpture. So, you know, I don't know. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a fun ass year. I'm talking as if 2026 has happened, like has already started, but I guess in my mind it already feels that way. Gosh, okay, I can't even read right now. My dyslexia is like so strong when I'm tired. That Clyde, your name though. Okay, 3146. I can read numbers right now. Yes, I am Icelandic. I'm half Chinese, hence I'm not blonde. Hence, I don't have blue eyes except when I wear contacts, and you know, those contacts look so silly. But yeah, I am Icelandic. I grew up between Iceland and China for the most part. I also lived in New York where I got my freaking American accent, which, you know, not my favorite. Let me see. Hi, RX. God, my face is... I'm a molded mushroom face today, but I appreciate I appreciate your kind words. Akipavi, I don't know if you're right about that, but screw it. Like, the thing is, for me, I'm just gonna keep drinking. Like, I don't know who needs to hear this, but you know, like, I have friends who are they're basically like working for Google and things like that. And then, so I take them seriously, and they're always like, you know, you gotta focus. You gotta focus on one thing, and then you like, that thing is gonna bloom because you focus on it fully. I don't know if this maybe depends on the person or the personality, but this obviously like bugs me at the back of my head, you know, when I have all these ideas, because I'm like, girl, focus on one thing. But I know for myself that when I focus only on one thing, I get really bored and I start to procrastinate. Whereas when I have maybe 3 or 4 things simultaneously, like 3 or 4 projects I'm working on, right? 3 or 4 collections I'm working on, I feel like when I'm bored with this and I'm starting to procrastinate, I can go get myself a drink, chill, and then start working on the other thing. Otherwise, I probably would just like lay around all day because I'm procrastinating. So I feel like it depends on the person, right? I think I like to work on several things at the same time. You know. Andy, what's up? Subscribe to my channel. Cheers. we usually don't chat this long because usually I don't have so much time. But I'm just like, I am so tired I could take a nap. So I'm like, okay, well, probably hanging out with you guys is a bit more productive, and I'm going to also be drawing very, very soon. Yes, Simba, you gotta be posting consistently, man. But you know, I was posting consistently in 2020 on YouTube, and I took this shit so seriously because it was COVID. What else were you gonna do? You know, I took it seriously. I was like, I'm gonna post every week, and you know, twice a week, whatever. And then nothing happened. I think I only got 300 subs, even though I was like putting so much work into my edits. And this year I was just like, F it, you know, like I'm just gonna hang out because I'm lonely and I feel like what I do is really cool. So I'm gonna share with you guys what I do, you know, and there's value here. I'm doing workshops in real life. Like, why can't I bring it online? But I didn't know how, so I just clicked the live button and the rest is history. Hi, Kira's, everyone. Subscribe, guys. Island Princess, subscribe. It will be your Christmas present to me. We do really cool things on this channel. You can't tell right now what we do, but what we're currently doing with these lives is I'm filling out this sketchbook, and we actually have gotten like quite a bit of drawings in. So started off with this eye, no idea what I was doing. I was like, I think I want to get better. You know, I think I kind of want to go back to drawing because I do usually really expressionist art. And I was like, I think it's time to kind of just like upgrade, right? Even though this is already my full-time gig, it's like, you can always upgrade. You can always learn something new. So let me go do that thing that I hate doing. So I did a representational eye. This eye took me years, you know, like what the heck? It's so simple, but it took me 3,000 years, and then I spilled tea on it. And then I was like, okay, I am having an identity crisis, so let me draw something that's like way more me, way more my style. And so I did this. And then I was like, no, this isn't helping me grow. This comes too naturally to me, and I'm trying to improve here. So then I was like, okay, let's do another eye, you know, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so basic. Let me do a portrait. This portrait took me ages. It's really awful. It's really awful, and you'll see why in a second. Because like it took me really long, and it's not even really well done. This is of baby me back in the day when I had bleached hair. Let me just quickly respond. Island Princess, what's up? Thank you, Island Princess. I don't feel pretty today, but I appreciate the love. I appreciate the positive vibes, guys. So sweet. Kiraz, I'm good. I'm good. It was my birthday yesterday. I'm soaking in my birthday vibes. Not even matching. Like, what am I wearing? What is this outfit? Nothing's matching here. You can't be fashionable every day. Thank you, Island Princess. Nice crab shirt. Thank you. My friend gave it to me for her bachelorette party. My therapist wants to put me on SSRIs. I used to be on SSRIs, and then my therapist wanted me to continue on SSRIs, but basically I just like didn't feel like myself. I felt like it was killing my creativity when I was taking antidepressants. So I told her, I was like, I will, you know, sleep earlier, which I didn't. I will eat healthier, which I didn't. And whatever it takes. And then I quit them, and I didn't do any of those behaviors. And then it led to like years of shit shows, to be honest. But I felt more like myself, and I eventually learned how to handle my neurochemicals. I still have the dips and I still have the highs, but now they're way more manageable. So like I kind of, if you're able to, I think a lot of it has to do with diet. Just put the work in and try to fix your neurochemicals. Guys, I see you're on here. Double tap and subscribe to the channel. We actually make drawings from start to finish, portraits on this channel. And it's really worthwhile because it's basically free workshops that I'm giving to you guys as a full-time artist. And we're improving our skills together on this channel. I go live really frequently. And I normally am not a representational artist. I usually make very expressionist, trippy, abstract art. You can check out my Instagram. It's EIRDIS, my name. You'll find me for sure on Instagram. And you'll see, it's like really trippy stuff. But over here, I'm just like offering you guys free workshops. Like, what the heck? That's crazy, right? Merry Christmas. Yeah, so basically I was doing all these pretty girls and I was like, I should do some pretty guys. And then I kind of fell in love with them. And then I was like, I don't know. I don't really like drawing pretty people. Let's do some ugly, weird people. Because that's how, I don't know. This is just way more expressive of how I really feel inside, you know? No, then it started getting weird. I'm not a Cancer. I'm a Capricorn. Who here is a Cancer? Who here is a Capricorn? Write your zodiacs in the stream. Let's go. Let's bring this. Let's start talking about zodiac signs, shall we? I'm actually taking an astrology course on the side, believe it or not. I think it's time. Just why not? It's like a hobby. Let's see. Gosh, I can just tell how tired I look. This is like crazy. Like my skin tone and everything's off. Once a polar bear arrived on Iceland. Yeah. I think we had that happen like twice or 3 times. The polar bear. I do have ADHD, hardcore, yes, and I have, according to the DSM-5, I have mood disorders. I've been diagnosed with major depressive disorders as well, but I think it's mostly mood disorders, so it just depends on the day that you're talking to me, whether I'm like high or low. But I'm right now like really just, it's been a long time since I've been managing it pretty well, and being a full-time artist really helps. So I share a lot of, you know, I give pointers. If you guys struggle with mental health, like this is also for sure the channel for you. Yes, RXR for sure. It's like, what the heck? How are you supposed to do one thing for the rest of your life, you know? Like, obviously I keep returning to art, but like there's so many different techniques even within art that I want to play around with. I can't just like pick one style, one character and draw that character for the rest of my life. Like my brain doesn't work like that. Yeah, I think the healthy medium might be a single project to focus on which has multiple points of articulation or moving pieces. How much sugar? Yeah, you know, most deadliest animals. No sugar at all in that drink. It's a matcha, but I will tell you, I didn't get much sleep last night and I am running on like high right now, like on the sleep deprivation high. if that's even a thing. Okay, I'm actually gonna flip this over. We've been chatting for 20 minutes. But make sure to subscribe. A Quest, thank you so much for the birthday wishes. You guys are so sweet. Yeah, my birthday is December 27th. The villain, what's up? Sub guys, Anthony Julian, draw you. You know what? I am taking in reference requests. So subscribe to my channel. After 24 hours, you'll have free access to the community, which is on my channel. You'll just see its tab, and then post your reference that you want me to draw. I'm only doing portraits for now. And then I'm basically gonna do a lucky draw and pick one of you guys' portraits for one of these lives. Yeah. I am also doing like commissions for these lives too. It's not expensive at all. It's super cheap. It's like $50 for me to draw you and or somebody that you care about in one of these lives. And if you guys want me to then, you know, ship it to you, then that's an additional fee. But just to have like a whole conversation, you can even tell me the message that you want me to refer to this person that maybe has a birthday, or maybe it's for you. You know, we can have a conversation going on in the chat, and you can just wire it over to my PayPal. It's just a fun thing that I'm trying out. Which is it's like an unheard of price for me, because my originals go for like really high. So, but we're just trying lots of new things on this channel, so it'll continue to shift and change. Yes, okay, let me continue to show you guys. These are all portraits that we've done here on the live, and we're gonna be, eventually we will finish this book together in one of these lives. That is the plan. Okay, Simba, you can subscribe, and then you can just wait like 24 hours and then send your reference images into the community tab. If you want to make it like send like cool references of you, that would be ideal. And then I will maybe choose yours to draw. But that's not gonna last for a long time. I'm just offering this now because our community is still kind of small. But if you want to make sure that I draw your reference, you can donate $50 to my PayPal, which is eirdís.ragnarsdóttir. You can also you can message me on Instagram and I'll send it over. I think it's in my description actually. You can check it out. And then I'll definitely draw your portrait, right? Okay, cool. Awesome, Simba, you're the best. What's up? Okay, cool. Let's do this then. Let me first show you guys the remainder of these portraits. We're almost at 20 likes and the drawing hasn't even started. We did some dolls over here. Like, I can't even believe I drew that. Like, how did I draw that in an hour? That's ridiculous. And then this was, I think, the day before yesterday, so the day after Christmas. Okay, and we're gonna go here now. So let's go. I'm really warm. I'm gonna take pretty much off all my layers. Give me a moment. I don't know why I thought it was a good idea to wear this much clothing. And then, one second, my face. Still hear me? Wait. Okay, so my alarm just went off. Do you guys still hear me? Just like, okay. I'm wearing pants, all right. It's just too freaking hot. But I just flipped it over because my alarm went off, and sometimes when that happens, then you can't hear me anymore. So someone just let me know if you can hear me. Okay, Lulu says yes. Wonderful, cool. Thank you. It's just a bunch of patterns. It's like basically my workout outfit, and this is like, I got this from a temple. It's an electrocuted date tree that was like made into this. And apparently it keeps the evil spirits away. Okay, lovely. Okay, I'll flip you guys over then. I need to somehow find a way for this to be a little bit more visible. God, I am extra ADD when I'm tired, guys, so just bear with me. Or don't. You can scroll to the next live, which is probably not going to be as entertaining, I think. Because we're actually going to do something. We're going to draw something together. And you know what would make this extra awesome is if you guys also draw something. So get your notepads, sketch pads out, and let's draw together. I'm going to put on some moisturizer. My God. I'm like tired and I haven't even started the drawing yet. But here's the thing. We're going to draw from imagination today, which is not something we've done really much at all in this book. But why not? Let's do it. Okay, I'm just grabbing myself a pencil or something. Actually, I think this seems nice. Seems like a nice color. It's like a lighter gray. And let's just go for it. You can see that this page is kind of dirty from being smudged by her. It's probably gonna get dirty again, but let's go. Okay, so let's see how much I've learned over the last many portrait sessions. I'm just gonna draw whatever portrait I like that comes to me. Let's make it happen somehow. Where am I from? I'm from Iceland, Sam. Currently in Tokyo, preparing for... Yeah, exactly. Occupavi knows everything. I feel like Occupavi, like if I'm not responding, because I might get focused, but truthfully, I don't know how focused I can be today. I'm like high on fumes. I'm sleep deprivation fumes, if that's even a thing. What's up with this pencil? This pencil is like, oh my God. The eraser and the pencil are rebelling today. They're just both. It's, they're reflecting back to me what I'm feeling. All right, so we're starting this basically at 30 minutes in. So I'm going to give myself an hour, but if I finish earlier, I will end it earlier. Maybe just end on a chat because I'm in more of a mood to chat today than to draw, to be honest. But I just didn't want to waste my time sitting around and, you know, doom scrolling because I'm too tired to do anything else. So I'm like, yeah, lives always make me feel better because I'm a chatterbox. I don't know, I just love communicating. I love expressing myself in all forms. And I used to be embarrassed by it. I used to hide the fact that I'm quite intense. I have an intense need to communicate, an intense need to share. And sometimes it's just too much for people. And you know what? Well, then you don't have to freaking be on my channel. Actually, I think everyone that does live in one, or is like, I don't know, unless you're just freaking doing ASMR or something. There's like an element of wanting to share, right? So I guess I found my place. Not sure if I'm ever gonna re-watch this video because I am flow stating and sort of sleepwalking, essentially. Okay, so what have we learned? There's like a little thing that goes downwards on the side usually. Sometimes it goes upward. Plastic surgery makes it go upward, apparently. That's why, yeah, and especially, you know, as you get older, this part of your face tends to droop down. Maybe I can be so much faster when I'm drawing from my imagination. Just maybe. So what's your take on Epstein? That's not really a topic that I feel like I have much to say about, or that I enjoy thinking about or talking about. I would say kind of the subjects that I enjoy, we can go into mental health, we can go into philosophy, psychology, spirituality, astrology. But when it comes to politics, news, and stuff like that, I pretty much stopped in 2020 because I realized it just made me feel bad. And I'm too sensitive for that. So I passively hear from people around me what the heck is going on. And also, I think news usually tailor things in the worst way. So I'm just flow sitting, guys. I don't know what I'm doing. But so I guess today's session is not as workshopy. It's just chatty because I'm high. I'm not actually high. I hope YouTube doesn't block me. I'm not high. You can't even access anything like that here in Tokyo. And if I space out, guys, just know I'm spaced out. I might not even know that I spaced out. That's how spaced out I am today. But, I'm just going to try to get through the day and treat it like jet lag. And so, like, I go to sleep at the right time. Okay. Quite curious about the answer to Lulu's question. What's Lulu's question? Let me see. What's my favorite movie? Ooh, I used to say as the first movie, Spirited Away, which is a Japanese anime film by Studio Ghibli, but I don't think that's what I would say now. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what my favorite movie is. What is you guys' favorite movie? The problem with this is like I have favorite movies. I just have really bad memory. So when I get asked questions like that, my brain sort of freezes and I can't remember any movie that I've ever watched in my life. Yeah. I mean, I guess I remember movies from my childhood, like Lion King, but like anything since adulthood, the good ones. I guess, City of God was really good. That came to me suddenly. That was a really good film. Pretty serious, pretty intense. Could you... Right, neurochemicals. Yes, I absolutely can talk about neurochemicals. It's sort of my favorite subject of all time because it has been my biggest crutch in life. Oh, it's so funny. I just realized I made this eyeball so much larger than this one. Well, let's just make this one larger too. So yeah, neurochemicals. It's been my biggest struggle in life, I would say. My biggest, the root to most of my insecurities have had a lot to do with the fact that I have very unstable neurochemicals, and I've lived with it, most of my life. And I guess when it comes to that, I tend to lean more, even with myself, like having genuinely struggled with it. And I know intimately the struggle, right? So when people, like, when others are making a case for the DSM-5 in psychology, I'm like, dude, I literally live with these diagnoses. And, like, I very easily get depressed. I very easily have anxiety. I have certain PTSD symptoms. Like, I got a bunch of stuff, if we really want to go into like specifics, attachment style issues, like traumas, like all the fun stuff, really, really fun stuff. I've had tendencies of like holding on to the past. Like my body has certain memories that maybe I'm not conscious of this, right? It's just like for most of my life, I've kind of, lots of things will trigger me into certain states of freeze and severe stress and panic. And a lot of that stemmed from childhood. And so I guess how I see mental health and neurochemicals, I choose, even with all the struggles I've had, and now what you guys are experiencing is basically someone that has spent years, Jesus, like I think almost 10 years of my life dedicated to healing. And I still have remnants of, like, I struggle with my neurochemicals, but I also notice huge improvements in myself and my ability to handle life in a way that, I wasn't capable at all to the degree that I can now and, when I was younger. And that to me says that a good portion of mental illness has a root cause. And I'm not saying all of it does. My sensitivity, I'm pretty sure, is genetic. And I can tie that to my genetics, in fact. So it is inherited to a good extent. These eyes are not making sense, and we just got to live with it. It just is what it is. It's how I'm feeling. But apparently. So it's all very intuitive here today. But we can change, and a lot of the behaviors and our beliefs and functions is because we didn't allow ourselves, because it was not safe when we were younger, to experience those emotions. So a lot of the feelings that kind of end up coming up in these weird, skewed ways, like depression, all that, is essentially suppressed emotion. Because it wasn't maybe safe to just feel what we were feeling at the time that, things happen. And it's usually telling us something. But when we take drugs and we suppress it even more, we get further and further away from that spark, that inner child inside of us. And I was on antidepressants before, a long time ago. But I noticed pretty quickly that I just felt kind of dull and I didn't feel like myself. I have on occasions considered other types of medications, like for mood disorders. And maybe at some point I'll try it out, especially once I become a parent. Maybe, just to help with consistency. But for now, I feel like by continuing to release certain experiences that I experienced as a kid from my body and navigating the somatic ramifications of my childhood and experiences throughout life, it actually has vastly helped me to deal with my neurochemicals. That was really long. I hope that didn't bore you guys too much. San Francisco. Yeah, Princess Mononoke. I prefer Spirited Away, maybe because they were like weirder. I think from Studio Ghibli. Oh, you should totally watch all of the Maki Pave, all of Studio Ghibli's movies. How long have I been drawing? I'm a full-time artist. I've been a full-time artist for like six years-ish. But, I kind of love to draw since I was a baby. But I wasn't brave enough to pursue the artist path until like my mid-20s. So it's been a process. I do talk on this in my previous live streams. I recommend checking those out if you guys want to hone your art skills. If you literally like draw all of the portraits that I have made public, first of all, post it in the community, but for sure you're going to improve your art skills if you do that. That's kind of the point. of me doing this. Was a cinematic movie before the movie? I never really thought about movies. Yeah, that was a good movie. Tom, subscribe to my channel, and also I am taking requests, but I can't promise yours will get chosen. But I think it's definitely worth a shot while the community is still slowly growing. You can post a reference image in the community tab, and I am right now collecting those references to then pick one out of them to draw in a live. You can also commission drawings of me to do in these lives. You can donate like $50 to my PayPal. I think the information's in my link, otherwise it's Eirdís.Ragnarsdóttir. And I shall. And if you end up wanting to keep that image for yourself after the stream, you can hit me up on Instagram. It's an additional fee as well, and I'll ship it to you. Happily, happily, happily signed and with a cute message. Okay. This is AI, baby. It's not AI, baby. It's not AI, baby. This is from my imagination, baby. This is, I don't know, just coming from my mind somehow. Because some of y'all, not that I care, honestly, because I think I enjoy this AI conversation, but some of y'all feel really strongly about AI, and I didn't really feel like navigating that debate today in the chat, but I will continue to use AI here and there for the references, because this is not the collections that I exhibit. And also it is original, you know, like it's like, it's better than just finding it on Google. At least the AI is making something that's not available online, right? And for these live streams, we're just trying to improve our skills, and it doesn't really matter where we're getting the references from. That's my opinion. But for my own personal work, that's a different story, you know. I mean, obviously. I don't think I would want to be an artist if I was just using AI. I don't think that's any fun. Like, I like creating stuff myself. Yeah, exactly, Occupavi. Anime, you should subscribe. I bet you make art. And I think that my channel is good for artists, so let's slowly grow that art community. Maybe I am not in a rush for this to be an hour long. Like this, let's just see what happens. So far, I'm loving it. You know, it's looking like it might as well be an AI reference. For these mental process. Yes, Kevin. I use art. I have used art knowingly and unknowingly as a way to cure myself. I also think that it is my inner guidance telling me that I'm supposed to be a creative in this lifetime. And that's why when I don't create art, I suffer really, really heavily. And that's also, you know, having used art to navigate, to reflect, to, you know, as a mirror to understand my neurochemicals, my mechanisms, and use it as a tool for healing. I'm at a point now where I'm also sharing this with you guys. And the healing journey is, I don't want to say eternal, because you definitely can reach nirvana, as Eckhart Tolle, but it is continuous. It is continuous. Just like you continuously go to the gym. And so even when you've reached those states, you got to maintain it. And yeah, I mean, I enjoy just, you know, guiding you guys in that process overall. And it helps me to, it continues to serve me. Serving you guys serves me, weirdly. It feels really good for me, you know. Sharing feels good. Caring feels good. Love feels good. Thank you, William Riley. Oh, I think you have followed me on Instagram, William. Yeah, I was about to say you should if you haven't, but I think you have. Hi, Rose Heart. What is up? Subscribe. I think you're new here. We go live really often. And I think we are, you know, building a really nice, adorable community on here. I love it. Okay, this needs to come up here though. Wait a second. We're not even using a pencil. I didn't do any material introduction in the beginning because I'm way too sleep deprived to even remember that that's how I start my sessions. But we're using a pretty expensive Derwent Artist coloring pencil. But the color is exactly like a normal pencil. So you honestly should just use a normal pencil for this drawing or for any of my drawings if you don't have access to coloring pencils. And other coloring pencils work well too. They just don't always blend the same. I do find that these DeWalt Artist coloring pencils, I find that they blend exceptionally well, but pencils blend the best. Actually, I mean, these blend like pencils, you know, but you might as well just use the cheap pencils. It's gonna be fine. Yeah, feel similarly. I'm such a different person than I was 5 years ago. Exactly, Occupabi. Man, I mean, getting older is nice in that sense because you end up having so much more data on yourself. I will say that that's like my favorite part of getting older. I can say that because it's very relevant because I literally just had my birthday. So it's like I'm very aware of time these days around my birthday, especially. I kind of felt very like stressed on the night of my birthday. Because I guess I was like just feeling really aware of time, but then, you know, I don't know, I go through these cycles where it's like I stress myself out and then kind of go through a bit of a breakdown, then that leads to a breakthrough, and it's like this continuous process, and like it leads to a breakthrough, it leads to more letting go, and ultimately I just feel like we're here to completely let go. I mean, we literally die at the end, which is the ultimate letting go. It's just the whole time realizing just how impermanent our bodies are, and we want so many things while we're alive, but yeah, you gotta not be oblivious to the fact that it's a blessing that you're alive. Okay, I'm gonna drink my milk tea because I need some more hint of caffeine. I'm like passing out. Oh God, wait. Whew. Let's just hang out for a second. Damn, it's so chaotic, this shirt that I'm wearing. Though these tiny does, there's a line in a Bond movie. So I kind of love movies. Is it called Memento? I like movies that are really trippy and weird about memory, about death, and you're kind of like, wait, is this really happening? Like, that's the kind of movies that I like. Or like sort of, it's a bit existential. I'm not going to say anything profound for the rest of this stream for sure, because I'm too tired. But we're hanging out anyway. I recommend watching The Ring of Power. I don't think I've seen that one, but I'd be interested too. I'm just drinking my milk tea from Tokyo. I recommend this. This is really good. I used to drink this when after my tennis practices, and I discovered just how amazing it is. It's available in most of the vending machines here. But yeah, I'm just having a sip before we continue. Thanks for all the likes, guys, and I'm just so sleepy. Okay, we're gonna flip it over. I don't know, like I'm kind of like thinking, should I just eat my food too? Because I'm kind of hungry too. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's flippy overs. I think I'm gonna eat. I can't be screwed. Okay, we're gonna have this thing from the convenience store. It's like a potato salad thing. And I think I'm just gonna, yeah, doesn't look great. It's a snack. So we're working on this drawing, guys, for anyone popping in. Oh yeah, Eternal Sunshine is great. That's kind of like my movie. I also watched Jim Carrey's movie called 13. I wouldn't say it's a good movie, but it was pretty trippy. Like I like that kind of narrative. It's all good, Lulu. I just turned 32. Oh my god. It's okay. How old are you, Lulu? I didn't even know that there was fish in my in my potato salad. I should probably get one of those mics to do ASMR when I'm eating between drawing. Pretty dramatic actor. Who's the actor? Which movie are we talking about? I already forgot. Thank you, Kevin Mack. Oh, you mean Jim Carrey? Oh, he's amazing. He is amazing. Yeah, I totally have a crush on him. Yeah, I think all his existential stuff I like. Like Truman Show, really good. Similarly, I feel like he's done a lot of stuff about identity. Actually, like my exhibitions have all been about identity. So I think there's like this identity crisis that Jim Carrey also faces that I explore. I think that's the resonance. Yeah, I mean, I think 30s is much better than 20s. I will say 31 was, it was okay. I think this coming year is gonna be great. I have a good feeling. Okay, that was wonderful. Now I'm instantly still hungry, but we will let that be. Just gonna drink a little bit more of my tea and continue. They kind of look like sisters. Or like at least from the same movie. Kind of. I'm gonna guess where her neck shadow is, and I also kind of want to make her have like a thin neck. Not to encourage body dysmorphia or anything, where you feel like you have to have a really small neck? Actually, I have a tiny neck, I will say, compared to how big or large my head is. I've had lots of neck problems. And I feel like part of it has to do with it having to carry the weight of my head. Infants and Sims. Yeah, I'm gonna make her look a little creepier than this one though. This one's just like too pretty. Christmas vibes. Yeah, I love Jim Carrey. Even Mask, you know? Mask. Like he's a comedian, but I feel like his work is kind of heavy, the subject matter. Like he's obviously very intelligent. We have ways to go, guys. Ways to go. So it's 5:30 now. I have to stay awake until at least 8 p.m. I think I'll go to sleep at 10. So that's in 4.5 hours. Yeah, seems possible. It's the confidence in knowing where the shadows are truly really dark that is tricky when you don't have a reference. And I've never really spent much time studying light sources or anything like that, but we can just wing it, that's fine. She's got an uneven face, but that's how it should be. Nobody's got an even face. That's what I find kind of annoying about all the faces AIs create. It like makes all the faces look so even. Okay, cute. Just adorable. What dreams may come. Yeah, that sounds like a movie I'd like. I haven't seen it though. Okay, if it's something I really need to watch, y'all are gonna have to write it to me in a personal DM on Instagram. Because I kind of forget all that goes on in the chats. Because my memory is questionable. Especially today. Today, there's no way I'm remembering anything today. Oh yeah, Good Will Hunting's one of my faves. Yeah, I love all that kind of. We're onto the right genre now. I don't even know if this face makes sense, but this is just how I want to shadow her. Very cute eyebrows. How's everyone spending New Year's, by the way? What Dreams May Come is an amazing film. I gotta watch it. I've never seen Stray Kids, no. Well, looks like I don't think it's like too different from using a reference, to be honest. But I just want to keep using references because I want to diversify my range of understanding portraits. So we're going to do many different angles and stuff. And at some point we will pivot to focusing maybe on like a whole page of noses or something like that. We'll see. You're playing chess on New Year's Eve. That's awesome. That's super cool, actually. I'll be going to Yokohama to see the fireworks. Quite excited about that. Yeah, it's nice. I like it. I'm into it. I just feel a little lazy about the shading part because she has sort of like come into existence at this point. Okay. All right, I'm just doing all kinds of shading now, like all kinds of directions. I think I might use another color. Should I use a little bit of purple? Not sure. Maybe not. Maybe I just stick to one color. Da, 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 da. I can't stop singing Christmas songs. Yeah, what's everyone's astrology signs in here? Let's start talking astrology. That's always fun. And which years do you guys feel like were the best years for you guys so far that you've lived? Or decades, if you have any decade references, if you're at that point. / worst years as well. trying to remember where all the shadows are. Obviously, the parts that sort of are protruding are going to be brighter. And then the eye, even though it's white, it's like, you know, it's usually three-dimensionally behind. So we can also shade that. Should we go in? Nah, let's continue with the gray. I just have to press harder. And it requires a degree of confidence now to go in with like the darker. Let's see. I like Supernatural and Art. Oh, that's cool. Haven't seen those as well. 2016. Lulu Suleiman. You mean you were born in? No, that doesn't make any sense. Wait. So 2016 was not a good year for you? What was your age in 2016? Or 2018? And what was the reason behind it, Lulu? Interesting. Yeah, I love thinking about time. I mean, I'm pretty much drawing for my subconscious when I'm drawing, for the most part. That's why I'm able to chat with you guys at the same time. And that's why, like, I want to draw as many portraits with references as well, so that it, you know, seeps into my subconscious. I don't really like to think when I'm like that. That's why it's very meditative for me. It's healing because I don't think. I allow it to become what it wants to become. I think creative work is some of the most healing things you can possibly do. So you're connecting to something like a source that feels much larger than yourself. Very cool. No, that's how tired I am, because I did the calculations. I was like, wait, if you were born in, you would be so young if you were born in 2016. Yeah, that makes more sense. 2006. That makes much more sense. So you'd be like 19 now. That's a good age. I was partying very heavily when I was 19. I feel like kids these days don't really go out much at all compared to before. Time becomes very weird. Yeah, the older you get, I feel. And I heard people say this, but like now that I have some time under my belt, I guess, even though I still feel like a baby, it's like, damn, wow, it really is true. And in some ways you don't really change. In other ways you gain so much experience with yourself. I think you sort of sharpen that blade, you know, over the years. But it's wild to be an adult. It's just a strange thing. Still, I don't know. I think every year I'm like coming to terms with it a little bit more. I guess the main difference is kind of just the realization that you're in charge of your life, you know? That's the difference. And once you realize that, I don't know, that's kind of a cool thing, I would say. Yeah, this part doesn't really make sense, but I kind of enjoy this part not making sense. I honestly like the fashion that's happening now, though, I have to say. Like, for instance, like wide-fitted jeans and stuff like that. That's cool. I like that. We were all about skinny, skinny, skinny jeans. Ooh, so nice. I like it instantly now that it's darker. Why not just make this super weird? But the 2000s were a lot of fun. Yeah, they definitely were. Yeah, I actually think it's kind of cool to have witnessed just the very, very end of, or witness the beginning of technology, basically. I think that's kind of cool. I was very young, but I still remember when not everyone had a cell phone. And I think there's something cool about that, I guess. Okay, we're gonna create our own shape. Because we can do anything we want, basically. Wonder if this makes sense, though. I hope Brian or user Random Alphabet's concert's going well. It's probably happening right now. Actually, no. Wait, it's not happening right now. I'm so confused. I'm very confused at times. Time difference is confusing me when I'm this tired. Slowly but surely, guys. Make sure to subscribe. We go live really often, guys. And also like the video if you're enjoying this crazy doll that I maneuvered from my imagination. I'll just give her like an approximate shadow that goes like here. That seems to make sense. Yeah, guys, so we go live really often and I'm basically giving away free workshops in these live streams. Although today I am really tired, so it's not really, it's more just like a hangout and chillax with me today. But sometimes I go more into what I'm doing and you guys are always welcome to draw with me. That's always really fun, and whatever you guys draw you can post in the community. I encourage that because it also gives you guys incentive to show up because you are improving. See, I kind of got the shadow wrong there. We need to soften it a little bit. Please hit, yep. 90s, it was ridiculous. 90 baby, live through back. I guess I was wearing mostly tight clothes. Time machine, didn't you work? No, not time machine. I would say the reoccurring theme in my work is mostly identity. Because there's plenty to work with when it comes to that in itself, like probably not enough in one lifetime. Yes, let's talk about paranormal. Let's get the chat going. Really, Rodriguez? Does it actually look like me? Thank you. I'll take that as a compliment. Appreciate it, especially today. It's also, I will say, you know, past 30, when I miss sleep and I don't get enough sleep, I really notice it in like my skin. Whereas like you just look tired, you know? But in like your 20s, you can get away with no sleep. You can get away with everything. But now I'm like, oh yeah, when I miss some sleep, you can tell. You can definitely tell. So it's a decade of taking health more seriously. Okay, so I guess I'm trying to like gauge where the shadows come from my imagination. We can make this doll look a little older, maybe. I kind of want to make her eyes like more sunken. I think that's like cool. So let's do that. But yeah, if you guys want your portraits drawn, DM me on my Instagram and I'll make a whole live video dedicated for you. And any like specific messages, shout outs in that video, you can tailor it. Obviously nothing inappropriate. There might be kids on here. Born in 2016? Who knows? There definitely have been kids on here. I think there's been like 11, 9-year-olds, etc. make it like kind of spherical shaped. I guess the cool thing about drawing from imagination is obviously you can do whatever you want. Like, I want her eyes to look really weird. I want the hood of her eyes to not make any sense whatsoever. But I want to see if I can make it like more three-dimensional. Let's go. I believe in you, Eirdís. Komasho. We still have time. I started pretty late in this live. No, I've not heard of the Conjuring House. Yeah. What have I noticed? Subtle changes from 31 to 32. I actually just posted like some lessons that I learned from the previous year on my Instagram. Maybe I'll post it here on YouTube as well. But I think it's not, I don't know if I look much different from, last year, but I guess my hair is much longer now. I will say that I feel like I'm more aware now than ever that you can't wait for things to happen. Even though we're obviously living in a time where there's so much talk on manifestation, and I'm all into that, and it does work, for scientific reasons. But you kind of have to act. You have to make things happen. You can't fully just sit in your bed. Like, or you know what I mean? Like you have to grab life by its balls. Basically, I think that's one of the things that I thought about this year, because I think I was hoping for circumstances to line up, and I kept waiting for my environment to sort of pick up. But this was probably I want to say, like, the slowest year in terms of progress for me in a very long time, because I think I took a passenger seat and waited for things to change in my environment, and for people to change. And I realized, like, no, like, you can only really have control over yourself. If you want something to happen, you go out there and you make that happen, period. And that's been one of the biggest lessons. And I think just like, I don't know, like, sometimes you want to whine about it, and I kind of it's the first time in, I want to say 7 years, that I felt depressed, like genuinely depressed, for longer than a few weeks. And it was pretty bad. And I didn't really want to do anything. I didn't see the point in anything. It was the first time I even questioned my art in terms of, like, the path that I'm on. So I kind of hit like a low, like, truly. And I think that also taught me a lot of things. And I think one of the things is, like, you have to follow your heart. As someone who really has been following my heart more than a lot of people do, I still sort of fell off that, and I started caring way too much what other people think. So honestly, I think we need to stop caring what other people think and make art. For me, in my case, I gotta remember to make art for myself first and foremost. And people who vibe with it, they will find me. They'll come. I'm not gonna adjust myself for my environment because somebody said something. Like, fuck them. Literally, they can go find another artist that suits their taste. but I'm not going to be for everybody. But I can only guarantee that I am for myself, and there will be others that resonate with me. That was a huge lesson for me. And then there's just obviously like the cliche unconditional love for self, which I think I became very aware of this year, that I have an incredibly negative dialogue that goes on in my head. So when things are not going smoothly in my environment, on top of that, I'm putting myself down the whole time, which is extremely exhausting. How am I supposed to be a warrior and fight through life's hurdles if I am also fighting myself? So those are some of the lessons that I learned this year. Also, can we just address how thick her hair is? Wow. I think I should have her exact hair tomorrow, her hairstyle. Let's see, Christoph, I guess Baggy. Let's see. Drinking wine all the time. I've lost ground myself this year. Vibes are good on this channel. Thank you, James Myers. Yeah, I think you've definitely subscribed because, you know, you're getting a whiff of the vibes on this channel for sure. That's why I even started doing these lives, was I hit a low this year. We're still in 2025. I keep thinking we're already at 2026, but I hit a low, and the way I was going about my art business was no longer fueling me, and I felt incredibly lonely, guys. And my environment was not nourishing me, and I feel like I was, you know, pleasing. I was in a people-pleasing environment where I wasn't being myself in that environment. It wasn't my people's. And I thought that's what I needed to, that's where I needed to be, that's who I needed to be to reach my goals. And I realized, like, being right at the edge of it, right? Being right there with the people, like, I realized, like, wait, if this is reaching my goal, then I don't want it. Like, and I kept having this vision of, like, reaching the goal that I had been pursuing the last many years, and I felt sick, and then that brought me down to my knees, basically, because I was like, well, then I don't want to live. Like, what am I here to live for if the one thing that has kept me going and got me out of my depression and felt worthwhile no longer seems to be authentic? Do I even want to be an artist anymore if this superficiality is what I have to be, and I'm not this person? And I don't think I'm able to handle being this anymore. Speaking of Jim Carrey, right? I had a really heavy Jim Carrey experience. I think my whole life has been that kind of experience, but I haven't had that yet since I followed my true calling, which is to create. So it was really heavy for me, and I just felt like art has always been that one thing in my life, the corner where I felt like I could be myself, and I suddenly felt like, what's the word? I didn't belong, even in my own corner. And so on one of those momentum days where I dragged myself out of bed, I was like, I'm just gonna go live, because maybe there are people out there. Maybe I can build my own community, you know, that does understand me and that my work does resonate with. And maybe they will keep me company as well, and maybe I'll feel like I'm doing something meaningful and I'm not just all alone in my studio here appeasing a crowd that doesn't even get what I'm doing. It's literally not my crowd, right? It's like a very materialistic crowd that I've been surrounded by. And I don't think that the topics in my work, obviously I'm drawing dolls. This is the biggest hypocritical speech I'm having right now. But if you want to see what I make, go check out my Instagram, because it's not dolls and it's not pretty. It's quite trippy and metaphysical and Freudian and Carl Jungian and it's coming from like a very raw place for me, like an existential place, like really just trying to understand what we're doing here. In a sense, I'm also building a world through my art. And I don't think it's for necessarily, it could be, it could be shallow, it could be for shallow people, under the right circumstances, but I don't know. I don't think so, though. Because so much of the subject matter that I'm interested in is like, how do we see the beauty in darkness? And so many people are even afraid to look at that darkness. And I'm like, there must be people out there that see the beauty, see beauty in the way that I see beauty. And I don't want to change what I'm doing anymore. I just want to be the best I can be for myself, for the narrative, for the story that I've had, because I can only have my own story. And yeah, and that led me to doing these live streams. I didn't know what was gonna happen. I just pressed it and I realized like, oh, actually instantly it felt like I wasn't alone. And I think it really just started with that. It just started with like honestly wanting to mend my own loneliness, to be totally depressing right now, but like beautifully melancholic in a sense. And yeah, and it happened really fast. So I honestly feel like, as always, every time I've kind of reached these moments, I do feel like I get some sort of helping hand. I make maybe a decision or an action leads to something that feels like it took me out, but yeah. So for me, honestly, these live streams, obviously they take time, they take a lot of effort, but the reason why I keep coming back is that it kind of feels good to me. Like it adds something to me, it charges me, and you guys are just wonderful. Like you guys are here with me, like we're sharing this moment. And also the world is so confusing right now. What the heck? Like all industries are changing and it's scary. And like, I think on my channel, this like art community that we're building, like that I can define myself. Like we can define this art community the way we want, the way we understand art, it's for the people, right? There's something so empowering about that, and I don't know where it's going to lead yet, but all I know is that it feels good, so I'm going to keep doing it. And yeah, that was my beautiful ramble. Let me see. I'm in a good place now. I think, this end of the year energy feels very different to most of 2025's energy, which was really perplexing. But that's what I'm saying, we build the life, you can take actions. Like I took the action of going live, right? That was scary, by the way. Like, geez, the first live I did was on Instagram, and that was so nerve-wracking because my family and friends are there, I didn't know what to say. I was just in my studio. I know what I do is really cool, but keep in mind that for most of my art career, I've just been doing this alone. I've been creating on my own, alone, right? So I had no idea that this was going to be at all interesting for you guys. And I didn't know what kind of lives I was going to do, now we sort of have a bit of a flow going. I realized like, oh, I could use the lives to hone my own skills, and you guys can receive value from that as well. Like, that's lovely, because I can't just like chat with you guys just sitting here. You know, like, I'd like it to be providing value for all parties involved. Whether it is like I kind of share more about behind the scenes of this art life, what art, you know, like remove that intimidation about art, because again, art, I believe art is to serve the people. I don't think, you know, obviously when I spend a really good amount of time thinking about the concepts of my exhibitions and works that I'm creating, I think that it should be valued as such. But I think the mechanisms around it and, you know, the community that I'm building here, like, I think there are ways for this experience to be shared by everybody, or shared with more people than only, you know, collectors of my original work. Although I'm also trying to build the community as such that you guys can ultimately become my collectors too. So that's also why, like, I'm offering mad cheap options for my subscribers. And I'm still figuring out sort of like how to go about all that. But, you know, it's a work in progress, and I'm just following my heart. Okay, let's see. We age. Okay. Faith Brave Boo. Thank you, Faith Brave Boo. That's so sweet. I'm so happy that you're here with us. Yeah, we do a lot of real talks on here. Thank you, Occupavi. You're the best. You're so good at art, and you don't have to belong in your art corner. Art has to belong in your corner. Baguette, you're 1000% right. I was really scared, obviously, because I had not gone about the online space in this way before, and I had never been this vulnerable as well before this year. But I honestly, that's what I mean. Like, it's really beautiful when you hit these moments in your life where you just can't. You're like, I can't go on like this anymore. And yeah, sure, I was like thinking of jumping off a building, okay? Which is very dramatic. But when you have those moments, it's like, okay, well, obviously things are not working. So I need to make some serious changes, and it gets you out of your own fear, and you do something about it. Because if you don't do something about it, well, you're gonna continue to feel awful. And is that the kind of life you want to live? Because your life is precious, and your life does matter, you know. And you have way more control than you realize in your life. But yes, when you feel depressed, something is off. Your soul is telling you that you need to do something different. But you gotta listen to it, you know. And I mean, yeah, it's kind of dark, because like so many people do decide to just be like, oh, fuck it, I'm out of here, you know. And the amount of times and like good chunks of my life, I've felt that way, as just being very, very sensitive. And no, that voice is guiding you towards the thing that you should be doing. It's a gift. And you should be happy that you feel that voice really strongly, because lots of people feel it, but it's not strong enough for them to do anything about it. So instead of like, you know, ending your life, right? I think that if you are okay with that, then take some drastic measures in your real life. Move countries, change jobs. Like, you'd be surprised. You'd be surprised at how resourceful we can be when we're, you know. And in a way, I think we're kind of spoiled these days, because we're not starving, or a lot of us are not starving, right? So it's like we don't really know what that kind of like real problems are like. So it's like we want to create, you know, but our problems are solvable. Like everything is, but yeah, with ups there's always downs, and appreciate the downs because they lead you towards the up. $6 billion people in this world. Totally love the auto raise. And like I have been very fortunate. Like I have gotten lots of support by people, and I do have wonderful collectors that really love my work. And obviously I've been able to do this, you know, work as an artist full time, which is not an easy task. And the fact that I've been able to do it is a huge blessing. But I think just to not get influenced by all the changes in the world and the markets being very erratic, I think it's just time to basically take bolder steps and reach your own audience online as well, while obviously also working with galleries and so forth. But I think everyone's going through massive changes now, so everyone's just looking out for how they're going to navigate this new era that we're all entering into. Okay. Finding the path to the love of self is a very spiritual. Yeah, totally, Kevin. I'm just trying to about how certain new trends have. Yeah, Occupy. I think we're all artists at heart. And I think that's why, like, actually a lot of my subscribers are not artists, which has been very interesting. But, you know, because I don't know who my audience, like, I know you guys are my audience, right? But, like, I haven't been like, okay, this is my audience. Artists, I'm going to appeal to this crowd. Like, I'm just letting the crowd that gets me find me. And then eventually we will have some data and I'll be like, oh, okay, interesting. Apparently artists don't like my channel, you know, that'll be kind of fun. But yeah, I think like I feel like art is for everyone, and I also feel like art teaches us that we're in charge of our life, and life is the ultimate art form. So we are all artists because we all have a life and we're all in charge of our own lives. So you're painting your own life, you know? And may my channel be a reminder of that. It's just and that's why I encourage you guys to draw with me as well, because it's very empowering to complete a drawing, because you're like, damn, I made this, and there was nothing on here previous to me starting. Like, whoa, you know, like that's pretty cool. And it is cool. You should be proud. Exactly. No light without the dark. Thank you. It does look like the Wendy's girl. I'm just drawing from imagination. That's so funny. Thank you, Janina. You should subscribe. We're coming to an end. But, oh, let's get to 50 likes, guys. Yeah, we're coming to the end. Also, although I would like to paint the background so you guys can see that process. Let's like fully complete this drawing. I mean, it's not, I don't know. I don't know if I like, I definitely think I can improve more. So we're going to continue to work with references just so that I can get even better at the shadows. But, you know, it's, I think it's nice. Eventually we'll get there. It's about the little wins every day that keeps you excited. So we gotta like give ourselves those experiences. Cultivate excitement and little wins for ourselves. And sometimes we do need a break. And we shouldn't feel guilty for taking a break. which I am quite guilty for, feeling guilty for taking breaks, but I shouldn't feel that way. Not the same beauty you see in your work to share. Well, yeah. I don't know if it's like beauty that I try to convey. I think it's more of like a certain angle of truth that I'm investigating and exploring in my work. You can see that through my Instagram. Like these, I don't care about these. I mean, these are just exercises for me. But for my body of works that you can also see on my website, I put thought into that, and they have a story to tell ultimately, or I'm building some sort of world for them. Okay. Thank you, Akibabi. That's cool. Yeah. I guess I'm feeling the lioness vibe today. Oh, we're at 50 likes, guys. Wow. Well, this was about an hour, I would say. It feels much longer for me today. I'm having a really bad sense of time. Yeah, the eyes and the bridge of nose. There's like a little half moon between her eyes. Let me sharpen this a little bit, see if we can get some details. Hello, Nomo Misway. Maybe her name is Leo. Thank you, Courtney, Loreman4606. All right, anyone that hasn't subscribed yet, I think you should. We have some good talks on here. And yeah, we go live really often, and we pretty much chat all things fun. Yeah, I'll be going live again tomorrow, guys, so make sure to subscribe. Yeah, she does look like a lion. It is the nose. I could totally just give her like a little lion nose and some ears. All right, we are at the finish line. Let me just make her lips a little more lippy. So cool. Yeah, I think it's definitely hitting a spot. Let's give her some under lashes on this eye. Boom. Very cool. Yeah, I think this is kind of done. She doesn't fully look human, but She is dimensional. Should I paint the background? Yes. Wait for me, guys. Like a gray, I think. And a little bit of white. We're just gonna mix it probably on here, honestly. Let's look at it maybe further out because I'm doing the whole spread. Let me see. No, I haven't drawn Gojo before. I tried using a shading pencil once. I immediately swapped back to using a tissue because, yeah, Nomo, Nomo, you should definitely stick around because I like usually kind of do these in a workshop format so you can actually follow along with me, and your skills and making art is for sure going to improve. So I think it's for sure worthwhile. You can't really tell. Let me just move it like that. Yeah, Ashton, you absolutely should get back to your art practice, and I'm happy to like guide you, lead you through my live streams, which I'm doing very, very often. They're free. Just subscribe, and if you have any reference material that you would like me to draw, you can post them in the community tab after subscribing for 24 hours. It's free. And then I'm going to be picking at some point a lucky somebody's reference image. So it's pretty at the moment it's pretty contingent on the type of reference image you guys are choosing. So if you just put some really good ones in, then it's quite likely that I'll end up picking it. No, I didn't use reference for this image today, but if you go over some previous videos that I did in, you know, my other streams, I have so many, it's on my channel for free. You can see that for some of them I did use a reference image, and when I am using reference images, I post it in my community tab so that you guys can follow along with me. Again, it's free, so it's free to access because I want you guys to improve and get back in touch with your creative selves. James Myers, you absolutely got this. You absolutely got this. One action, just like take action basically. I just reposted something on Instagram. You can see my story there. But when you're in the dumpster, like when you're really low, then anything that you can do that is sort of like can be a little win for yourself is great. And also like eliminating the negative self-talk and trying to be kinder, like looking at yourself in the mirror and being kinder to yourself is huge as well. Showing yourself some compassion is like, you know, hey, like talking to yourself like you're your best friend. Like, man, like I know you're going through shit right now. What's something that we could do right now that is going to make you feel better? Like just talking to yourself in this way. And this is coming from someone that has like the most harshest critical self-talk ever. So like it's like one of my resolutions this coming year is to just be way kinder to myself. It's a bit tricky because I'm not using a very thin brush. Okay. Thank you, Stephanie Baudet. Yeah, you should totally subscribe. I go live really often, guys. I'm going live again tomorrow. And I basically, this one was created from imagination, but I go between using reference and like it just depends on the day. Today I was too tired. I was just like, I'm just gonna draw whatever I want. But also I recommend following my Instagram if you want to see what my usual art looks like, because I usually don't draw portraits. I usually am not a representational artist. By the way, I'm just mixing on this one, but we're gonna paint over it soon. Oh my gosh, we're almost at 60 likes, guys. What? That's awesome. That is a Christmas present to me. That's a birthday present to me. Thanks, guys. That's really wonderful. I'm very happy. I didn't actually think anyone was gonna be on here today because it's the holidays. But really appreciate my little family here. Yeah, Nomo. Yep. You kind of end up wanting to draw everything. It's so true. There's so much that you there's so much that you can draw. I feel like you don't have enough lifetimes to actually draw everything that you want to draw. That's how I feel. That's why it's kind of nice to do these live sessions where I give myself basically an hour to make a new drawing every day. I make some exceptions where sometimes I go longer. Like today I'm going longer because it's a weird day. That's why. And I'm just tired. But you guys, I recommend, if you are drawing with me and you didn't finish your drawing in the same amount of time that I did, then don't worry. You can always like continue or re-watch the video, right? Over the week until you finish the drawing. And then you can post it in my community tab just to like hold yourself responsible for improving or like give yourself a little momentum. I'm just focusing on the edges because otherwise it bleeds into the page behind it, but most of these pages have paint on the other side anyway. It's fine. We don't really care about perfection here, but you know, we still do our best to minimize the disasters that I have to then try to fix up afterwards. Whoosh. I feel like I should have made this page a little darker. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I do make it darker. Thank you, Occupabi. I'm so freaking proud of Brian that he literally has a concert right now. I think because he got inspired by our little family here and our chats, that he felt like he wanted to also start taking his music stuff really seriously. And he's been like ruthless now in promoting himself, because I was like, dude, as artists, as creatives, we're here to serve. Like when you are promoting yourself, you are not promoting you're promoting like you're basically, it's your job to promote yourself because you're supposed to be serving, right? It's not like promoting Eirdís. Eirdís is just like the role that I'm playing right now in this life. But you have to share your gifts with people. You can't just hoard it all to yourself. It's gonna suffocate you. And that's why so many artists freaking like, you know, they give up, like, in all kinds of forms, because they're not actually sharing it with people. You're supposed to share it. And knowing that it's like people enjoy seeing your work, which took me ages to realize. I kept feeling like it was doing me a favor when people would buy my work, and I'm like, no, I'm like, if anything, I'm serving them, you know? And so yeah, pay me for what my service, like, I deserve that, right? So it's a two-way street. And if artists continue to work for free as well, and you're not getting any sort of like input, it's only output, you will burn out. And that's like, I think a lot of artists do end up burning out for that reason as well. So it gotta be both ways. Gotta be. I like that the background is like not perfectly even. Like it's got this rawness to it. Don't let doubt or circumstances, even equipment, get in your way. You want to create, grab whatever. Exactly, Occupavi. So everyone here on my channel, first of all, if you haven't subscribed, you should. Because these are basically free workshops for you to improve your skills as an artist, as a non-artist, but you are an artist of your life. So you're still an artist. But you can improve your skills. And this is basically, you don't have to aim to be drawing at this level, but anything you do to improve yourself improves your life. So whatever you learn through drawing, it can be beneficial for other areas of your life. So I highly recommend, and especially if you're going through a slump, a dump, a glump, then drawing with me during these streams, and we're live almost every day, is a little win. Just showing up is a win that you can be proud of yourself for. I've created that space for you, right? And like, if you go to, or we've created that space for each other, and you can post it in my community here, in our community here, for others to also be inspired, and then you're serving other people through their slump, and then boom, next thing you know, you're like, hey, I'm excited to wake up again. Like, my life really matters, you know, or like, I'm seeing myself improve, and this makes me really excited. What else can I do? Like, what else can I surprise myself with? You guys are awesome. I wonder if I could make this even better, like even more realistic. So more time. I'm definitely making a huge exception here with this live today. We're staying on much longer. Usually these lives go for about an hour, but today is a special situation because I barely slept at all. So I'm kind of useless doing anything else but this today. So I look forward to seeing you guys' drawings in the community, by the way, and or references, and or writing, and or anything that you're creating while watching my streams. It helps inspire others to continue doing so as well, to continue improving themselves as well. So you're doing something that you will be karmically rewarded for in some form in your life. The world's kind of crazy right now, so let's do good in the ways that we can. Hi Wenda, what's up? Yes, James Myers, totally. The community building also helps with my sanity to not burn out as an artist, because I know I can always check in with you guys, hang out with you guys, and it instantly is like, feels very meaningful. And you know, like honestly, if you guys have kids or anything like that, I feel like they could also learn by watching these streams, and they can draw. Kids learn so fast. So I do think these videos are pretty much I mean, we're making art, guys, for F's sake. Thank you, Navad Shadow. We go live almost every day. Damn, look at this live take off. What a birthday present to me. That's so lovely. Yes, like this video. That's my birthday present. I'm gonna see just how rendered I can make this. Reminds me of that one scene in the Chainsaw Man movie where, what? You guys really think she looks like a horror doll, like ghostly? You know, I might actually just like go and fix up all the portraits from this book that I've done so far. I feel like that'd be kind of a fun thing to do. Hi, Aria. Love boo. Full of love. You're definitely in the right place. Kevin, you're the best. You're always clicking on the like button. Maybe it does something energetically. Who knows? Aw, Georgia F2S, hey, what's up? You've never been through a glump, Occupavi. Oh, really? You've never felt depression. That's awesome. I mean, that's amazing. Like I'm definitely chemically predisposed to it for sure. So I had no chance. And then, you know, experiences happen as well, and you know, chicken and the egg, right? So then, but you know, what it's good for is you develop all these hacks, and then I can share them with you guys. And when you guys are going through stuff, I'm like, hey, you got this, bro. It's gonna be over. We all go through stuff at one point or the other. And some of us are more sensitive than others, and it hits us a little harder, but you know, you don't I mean, like, I don't think you can go through life without experiencing like any sort of difficulty, right? Yup. I do want to see your drawing, Peace Ninja. Damn, everyone's here. What's up? Artful Honey. Hey. Hi, everybody. Thank you for all the birthday wishes. This is so sick. Damn, and User Random Alphabet is missing all of this. I love that we got new people on here, and yeah, we're building a little cute art community. And actually, the community is active. I post my, well, there's no reference for today's drawing. It's from my imagination. But when I do work with references, I post them in my community tab, so you can draw with us. And then you can post your drawings in the community tab as well. We are a friendly bunch. It's the place to go to unwind and recharge. Ooh, it's like crazy how like when you sort of like go darker into the sides, it instantly makes her pop more. Ooh. Wow, that actually just did so much by pushing her hair sort of back. Yeah, because obviously you can't see all the strands of her hair. Like most of it should just be dark. Awesome. Okay, let me go through some of the other pages to see if we can maybe work on or paint the backgrounds for the other ones. Yeah, I think we totally can. Maybe we do these two. I love that the blue of her kind of smudged into her face a little bit. Okay, which blue should we go for? Should we go bold? Should we go? It's a bit. So maybe we go like really dark. Yeah, why not? This is exciting. I really need to use the restroom, guys. But I kind of want to draw this as well, so maybe let's just go for it. If you don't have paint, you don't have to use paint for the background. You can just use you can just keep it blank, honestly, or use a different color of crayon. I actually like the white background, but let's go for it. Woo! This is poppin'. Wow. Guys, make sure to subscribe. We go live almost every day and we always complete a portrait in each session. I've been keeping them usually at an hour length. Today is a huge exception because maybe I'm just feeling the holiday spirits. And also, if I'm not doing this, I probably will just be like laying in my couch doom scrolling right now because my brain is fried. That's probably the main reason. I might need to run to the bathroom though. Like, I've been drinking way too many liquids. Whew. Wait. Okay. You guys stay in the chat. I'm gonna quickly run to the restroom. I'll be right back. I'll BRB. Oh wow, you guys are still here. Okay, let me respond. Yeah, she is kind of shaped like a heart. My exhibition is coming up in Japan, guys. I don't know if y'all are in Japan, but you should definitely go if you're here. It's gonna be next month. I'm actually in the gallery right now, preparing. I'm mostly based, well, I actually really want to do a show again in the States. I've done a show in San Francisco, in New York, in Philly as well. I don't know if that one counted though. And I'm now sort of mostly between China and Japan. But hey, would love to go back to the States. I lived in New York for 5 years. I have an American accent, but I'm not American. I'm from Iceland. Yeah, I didn't do green background because she's blue. But actually green would have looked sick, Akipabi. I didn't see your message until now, so we already dove in. That's cool, artful Honey. What kind of art do you make? I'm so happy to have you here. I've been waiting for more artists to join my channel, honestly, because I think a lot of the stuff that I talk about are, you know, being an artist as well. Like, it's very relevant to artists. But I do think, like, you know, art is for the people. So I've been really enjoying building a community for everyone to share in the world that I'm creating. But yeah, there's a lot of like, I talk a lot about the journey of doing art and things like that in my lives. And I feel like you would totally relate to that. Hi, Matsuzaka. What's up? Everyone on here, I think you guys would enjoy subscribing because if you like this, we actually go live almost every day. And I spend about an hour usually on making these portraits. I'm usually not a representational artist. You can check out what my art actually looks like on my Instagram. I usually don't paint portraits. This series is one, you know, bonding with you guys, building a community, but also, you know, offering these like free portrait workshops for you guys. But also really just to hone my own skills and revisit and, you know, improve my own skills as an artist. You always have to sort of work on improving, you know? I'm trying to find if I can find. Okay, I can't find it. I can't find the tape that I would preferably want to put on this side, so we're just gonna probably mess it up, but that's okay. Yeah, I'll be back in Beijing probably around like end of February. I got like another art project that I'm doing after the show, and once that's over, I'll be back in Beijing and probably still going sort of back and forth, but boom. Ooh, look at that. It's looking feisty. Yep, Artful Hane. Well, it's my next one. My next show is coming up in Japan. I've done shows in Milan, Paris, several places in the States, several places in Asia. I'm definitely forgetting a bunch. I'm so tired. I think I must have just slept like 2 hours. And then I woke up because I had too many ideas, and then my phone was like kind of far from me, and I was like, I need to write these down because I am gonna forget. It actually kind of looks cool like this, but no, we're gonna keep it consistent with the rest of the book. It's so cute. This is so contrary to like my usual stuff. Besides the fact that they have eyeballs. Yeah, use a random alphabet. Oh my gosh, how was your concert? What? How was it? Tell us all about your concert, bro. Shadow's on here. What's up? The villain arc's on here. James Myers, I feel like my skills. Damn, there's a lot. There's so many. Hi, Urken. What's up? Subscribe, guys. If you guys are enjoying this. I need to finish the background before it dries. I'm using acrylic right now, by the way. This is the acrylic I'm using. These are awesome. I bought a whole box of these because it's so convenient when you're traveling. They're so small sized. Okay, I'm focusing, because we're on the edge. It always requires a little bit more focus. But I'm still working my way down the chat. This is quite a nice birthday gift, though, from the universe. Oh, that's amazing, Akipavi, that your sister's super creative. Yeah, like honestly, a lot of these disorders are also just indications that we're supposed to be doing things a little differently from normal society, quote unquote. But that there can be potentially a gift involved. Of course, not every mental health disorder comes with, a gift. But I do think, like, if you're around the right environment, then there's something there that you have to offer that, maybe a normal brain has a hard time grasping. So hopefully you're in the right environment when you have things like autism or schizophrenia or anything that's a bit abnormal. Thank you, the villain, for the birthday wishes. Urken, yeah, if you guys want to see what my usual style is, you can add me on Instagram. It's EIRDIS. Oh, damn, no. It's okay. I'm trying to be focused here. Well, since this got a little smaller, I don't know, it's actually okay. Bye, the villain. Oh, that's awesome. It was great. Oh, that's so cool. So many people had birthdays? What? Is this a common time to have birthdays? I don't know, like, I never used to meet people that had this birthday, but in recent years, I seem to be meeting more and more people who have this birthday. That's awesome. Do you already have a date for the next show? Bye, Nomom. Well, Use a Random Alphabet also has a birthday near Christmas. We're one day apart. This video is not a good representation of how fast I usually am with these videos. We're just taking our sweet ass time, basically. Awesome! Now I clean my brush in this bottle. And we're gonna go in for the red, which I haven't decided which red yet. Which red should we do? Maybe we just go dark as well. No. Random's birthday's tomorrow. Yeah, but green's on this side though. So it's actually the same page. So we already have like green and red. So I think we should probably just stick with red. I can't technically remove the green drawing from it, so there's already a contrast. But do we go with a deep maroon? This is gonna look sick, actually, I can tell. Or do we go with this red? All right, you guys can decide. So one is this deep maroon. What's this called? It's called permanentro violet, permanent red violet. Yeah, this is permanent red violet. Do we want permanent red violet or Carmen? Let's decide. Yeah, happy birthday, everyone. Let's get to 70 likes for birthday wishes. The right one, Carmen. Okay, cool. Let's go with Carmen then. Sick. It's looking pretty good. Awesome. Kind of obsessed. Oh, that's so sweet, James, that you're staying up later for the chat. That's really cool, with the chat. Yeah, we've already passed 2 hours. I actually don't remember the last time I did such a long live, but it's been really fun with you guys today. Very holiday spirits. Damn, this one's kind of tricky. It's got all these details and I don't have such a small brush, so let's see how this goes. This one is awesome. I'm so excited to see them next to each other. I just wish I had a smaller brush for this though. Kind of focus here. This part is quite tricky. I think I'm gonna just bleed it out because the other side is darker and I can always fill in the dark more easily than the red. Boom. Gorgeous. This is pretty cool. We're almost at 70. Look at that. Our all-time high, I think, was 20, no, it was 90, I think, or 80 likes on one video. Not sure if we could reach that today. Double tap to send user random alphabet some birthday wishes, guys. Let's see if we can get to an all-time high in the likes today as birthday wishes. My birthday was pretty chill. It was a very low-key birthday, I would say. But I don't know, like, yeah, I mean, it was a low-key birthday in general. The number is nothing fancy either, so. And I don't know if I like to do crazy celebrations for birthdays anyways. I think something cozy with people that you care about is nice. Ooh, we're at 71 likes, guys. Let's see if we can get to 80 likes. That would be pretty sick. I mean, it is Christmas. Let's let a miracle happen here. Why not? Oh no. I need to restock. My battery's at 10%. Yow. I think this is the last background we're doing today, and then we're calling it a day. Focusing in, guys, focusing in. This was a very nice flow state session with y'all. I had a very fun time. Whew. I hold my breath when I'm painting the background. It's cool that you guys are here on the holiday season with me. Truly appreciate it. It's worth more to me than I usually. Aw, James, thank you. Appreciate it loads. Excited to have you here, part of the fam. You should definitely post, if you draw anything, you should definitely post it in the community tab for sure. It's so hard to do these like in-betweens with this shitty brush. Or like my oil painting brush. my God. Whew. So intense. Why did I do so many beads? This could all be solved with a smaller brush though. Part of me just wants to go get another brush. This is like so hardcore. Or like go to the store and buy another brush for this one. The nearest art store is pretty far though. Hey, Sunmin or Sumnimara. This is so tricky. We're basically at 80 likes, guys. Might as well be. Anything above 70 is basically 80. That's my math. Okay. Getting close, getting close. It's an earth sign quality, the stubbornness to see the challenge through. Bro, 1000%. What was your sign again, Occupavi? Were you a Capricorn as well? 1000%. I think rather I put it in like for earth sign, it's more like you want concrete results. So we kind of want to actually see the results, and there's something very satisfying of it like manifesting in a real form. So for me to like actually complete this just feels very satisfying to me. And I'm motivated to get there so that it's completed. And I have like evidence of completing it. Okay, this is so tricky though, I'm not gonna lie. Ooh, you got Virgo, Mercury, Mars, Venus. Holy shites. Oh wow, we're very compatible. You totally get what I'm saying when I'm talking too. Virgos are so hard on themselves. Where's your moon sign at? And where's your ascendant? The famous phrase on this channel is, this is not an astrology channel. And then we go on and talk a ton of astrology. Hi, it's Jenny. What's up? Oh yeah, we're super compatible, Occupavi. My moon is in Gemini, so we like really vibe on that like earth stuff. Like we get each other, but we're also like very like intellectually oriented with our emotions. Like sometimes like we process it more with our minds. Yeah, and then there's like this curiosity in general, brain energy mixing with the heart energy stuff, but concrete results, I would say. Virgo and Capricorn are both very like difficult signs to please. I feel we're kind of annoying in that way. And like love to us is like is like trying to fix you, like, or, you know, pointing out, like critique for Virgo is like love. It's like, I care about you, and so that's why I want to help you be perfect, which is like the toxic trait, right? And like for Capricorns, it's like, let me fix your life. And it's like, no, that's also a toxic trait. You can't fix other people. You can only do you. But yeah, again, tangible results. Ooh, we just cut off part of the ball, but it's okay. We just adjust it accordingly. This is so tense, guys. Diamond's a Scorpio. I'm a Scorpio ascendant. I like Scorpios, we vibe. I think everyone on my channel probably is compatible with me, honestly. I think I'm attracting compatible folks onto my channel. And for me, it's like, no, I just see you and I see your struggle. Oh, so you like you don't feel like you relate when I'm chatting away. But it's like, I guess, feels comfortable being here with us in the lives. But yeah, I would say Aquarius moon. It's a detached emotional energy. My sister has yeah, I would say there's a lot of detachment. But then also like caring about things on a collective level. It's like a really funny way how Aquarius is care, because they do care and they're like a humanitarian sign. But it can feel like cerebral, or it can feel a little detached in the way that they care at times. I don't know if that resonates. Let me know if it does. Ooh, it's right now 27 people in my chat, which is my birthday number, and 72 likes in reverse. I love it. I love that I caught that. Okay, I think it's getting very close to sufficing. Awesome. 666. Okay, now I'm just going to use the remainder of that paint. What's with the multiple signs? Oh, yeah, Diamond, you can check your ascendant and your moon sign online. You just like Google calculate free birth chart. My shell hiding is next level. I'm trying to overcome. Yeah, James Meyer, enter that like higher frequency of Cancer. Cancer is very caring. Yeah, it's a very sensitive sign. That's why y'all got a shell, because yeah, you feel everything. But vulnerability is strength. So it's just like developing a different kind of relationship with yourself. That will probably help a lot. But say I point out something. Or like acknowledging and stating. Yeah, but I mean, Virgo and Capricorn energy are both really good at detecting what's wrong with things and what needs fixing. Capricorn's a little bit more like good at figuring out like what's wrong in a bigger picture way, like in a systematic way, like this system doesn't work because blah 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 blah, let's fix the system. And Virgo's a little bit more about like the day-to-day nuances, or like the kind of, yeah, it's more about like organization and like things like that, preventative kind of things, health. Yeah, I do know a lot about all this. Guys, I got 4% left, and I think we did a really sick job. This was the piece that we made. I don't know if user random is still here, but yeah, this was the one that we made today. And I will see you guys tomorrow. This was super fun. We were on here for quite a while. I think a bunch of new folks joined our family today, our little art family. I appreciate all of you, and you guys are sick. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'm going to try to go on a little bit earlier tomorrow. Let's see. Thank you. It's Jenny. I quite like this, and they're both great, but just slightly different. Oh, that's so true, Occupabi. That's a good point, but Sun in Leo is a good placement to have, though. But I bet that you probably just have some friction around the whole, like, the self-centeredness of Leo and sort of like the collective consciousness and sort of like basically the no self that Aquarius is. And then Virgo doesn't even have any interest in those things. Virgo is just way more about like the day-to-day tasks and wanting to notice the things that other people don't notice. So it's an interesting combo, but yeah, we're overall pretty compatible besides our sun signs. We're like super compatible actually, which makes sense. You're here. All right, use a random alphabet. Heck yeah, let's chat on Instagram. I want to know everything about your concert, but yeah, so glad that you can make it towards the end. And my finger is all dirty. Thank you. I had so much fun. I'll chat with you guys tomorrow. I'll hopefully get some good night's sleep tonight. All right, bye guys. You guys are the best. Post stuff in the community, references or your drawings. Let's go. Bye, ciao. It's a heart shape with erasers on both. This is so ugly. Okay, bye.